and welcome to this tutorial. And if you're watching this, you're like many other PS4 console players who have trouble passing audio through an Elgato Capture Card when trying to stream or record gameplay. I myself had trouble for a little bit, took me a while to figure it out. I wanted to give up, pull my hair out, it was just frustrating, couldn't find the answers. And then finally I found like one video that had the answer. So I wanted to make this video for those who are having issues and give another resource out there for somebody who is desperately trying to find an answer and can't figure out why. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so once again, this video is for those who are trying to get audio to pass through OBS or Streamlabs using an Elgato Capture Card. So I'm going to go over what you're going to need and if you're still doing the setup, and if you have everything that you need and just want to skip ahead of the video, you can go ahead and do that. I'll have some timestamps below in the description, so just look out for those below. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys some helpful tips too. So if you don't have a 4K capture card, basically this is the download page on the Elgato website. Game capture windows and video capture is what you're gonna need. If you have a 4K capture card, you're gonna need this one along with the other two I mentioned. So download all those, and if you do and you're still having some issues, there is a support page that Elgato has made for all kinds of consoles and users. This section right here, as you see, is for PlayStation. They have all kinds of articles, things that work, things that don't. For the most part, it's a good foundation. The one thing I really wanted to cover, because this is really going to matter for audio, mostly for you to hear the game, you need to know what type of headset you have, because HDMI doesn't pass through for audio for PlayStation when connecting an Elgato. There's just no software update for it. PS4 hasn't made one, so you have to do one of the two workarounds. If you have a USB type cable or USB type of headset, it's not going to work. Just know that. That's where it plugs from your headset straight into the console. It's just not going to work at all. So save yourself the time, buy a new headset, or if it has an analog option, which is like the stereo audio jack where it can plug into a controller, that will be fine. So we'll get to analog here in just a second. USB and optical cables. So you'll know if you have it because it's different. It's a small cable, and these are some of the few headsets that have it. So if you have one of these three, this is the workaround for you. And if you don't have one of these three, you're welcome to try, but if it doesn't work, you may have to go to option 1. That's what I ended up doing, was I had to buy a new headset. So with the analog setup, they talk about an Elgato chat link cable, and it's basically an audio splitter, and this is what essentially it looks like. It's the audio splitter. This is what it'll essentially look like when you connect it from your controller to your headset and to your capture card. So this is how to get audio to pass through the application for you and the software that you're using. So if you have a 4K Pro capture card, it's not going to plug straight into the capture card as you see here. That one's going to plug into the line on the back of the PC, since it's not built into the capture card. Okay, so if you do need this cable and you are looking to go with this option, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description, because Amazon is only $10, and that's a really good price considering everywhere else is, you know, 10 or 15 to 30 bucks that I've seen. Okay, so now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna configure the settings within the Elgato softwares that we've downloaded before we go into OBS. What I'm gonna do is open up game capture here. So this is with my PlayStation on. You're gonna want to turn your PlayStation on just to make sure you have video. If you don't, maybe you don't have the cable plugged in right, or maybe you have I think it's the HDCP enabled, so you might have to turn that off still. So real quick, if here's the audio that we're looking for. Mine normally makes an audio sound whenever I'm scrolling back and forth between the menu. There is not any, so what we're gonna do is make sure that the audio, or that we're gonna make sure that the settings here are correct within the software. So the two that you really care about is the input device. Just change that to PS4. The audio input is going to be standard, probably at HDMI. If you're going with the analog option, you're going to want to find the Elgato chat link cable. Mine is called the line in. It may not be called line in for you, just know that. I'm not sure what the other workaround is for the optical cable headsets. This is where you'll end up doing that workaround if that's for you. All the other settings don't really matter, it's just kind of preference. So once you have these two set to what you need, go ahead and hit OK. And then now you should test the audio. Mine wasn't actually plugged in. I did that for tutorial reasons, but this is with my chat link plugged in. So now you see everything kind of lights up, which is good. That means audio is passing through. We have the configuration settings correct within the Elgato website, or I mean the software. So now we just need all of this to pass through OBS, so we could stream or record games or whatever that you plan on doing. You can also stream and record through this website as well if you prefer. So let's go ahead and exit this, and let's go ahead and get into OBS now. Okay, so now we're inside OBS, and if you have Streamlabs OBS, don't worry, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just gonna look slightly different. So now we're gonna go ahead and configure settings within OBS. Assuming you're at the point where you've added Elgato as a source, go ahead and go down to the audio mixer tab and find your Elgato that you've added. We're gonna go to settings icon, and we're gonna scroll down to properties. Scroll this guy out so you guys can see it better. Okay, so 3 things we actually need to do inside this settings tab. The first thing that we're going to do is device name should say Elgato Game Capture HD. For tutorial reasons, I need to keep it for this guy. And the next option we're going to do is go down to configure video, and this window should pop up for you. And if you can see it, because mine's grayed out, you should see an audio input area. You should switch it from HDMI audio to analog audio. This is for those that are using the Elgato chat link cable. This is the option you may need. So, and this is the one that people generally have a hard time trying to figure out. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out. So once you've done that, or if you needed to do that, go ahead and hit OK. So now we're back to this settings window. Last thing that we need to do once you've configured the first two with the device name and configure video, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down. There should be an option to use custom audio device. You're going to want to go ahead and enable that if it isn't already. And when you do that, this next option should pop up. You need to scroll down and look for the Elgato chat link cable if this is the option that you're using. Mine is called line in, yours may call it slightly different. It may be called something like that. So just find it and go ahead and hit OK once you do, and go back into the OBS Elgato meter and test out the audio, see if it passes through, which it does now. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But yeah, now we got everything we need to do to stream or record our gameplay. Hey guys, so last few things I want to tell you before I end this video. First thing is that just know that OBS and Elgato softwares get updates every now and then. and they may reconfigure your audio settings back to the original setting. So if you notice that you don't have any audio going through OBS, or your stream tells you that they can't hear the game, just make sure you go back into the settings just to, for audio, and just reconfigure them back the way they were, and you should be good to go. Also, if you plan on recording or streaming gameplay on another platform like Xbox One or Nintendo Switch, just know that you're going to have to reconfigure settings inside OBS and Elgato for that console, because the audio is going to pass through differently. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions or comments, you can always put them down below, and you can reach me too. If you can't reach me on YouTube, I do have a Twitch link below and a Discord, so you can always hit me up in there. And yeah, this is my first tutorial I've ever made, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I should make another, and I'll see you next time. Okay, peace.